Yesterday was day 2 after my surgery, and I went by the doctor's office because they left the drain tube in an extra day just to be cautious. That was actually in my incision. So I went by the doctor's office yesterday on day 2, had the drain tube removed.
All right, looks good.
Oh.
Well done. I'm going to take that from you. Do you mind just holding that for just a second?
Wasn't terribly painful, just felt funny. And they just put another bandage on, but things were already looking pretty good with the bandage that was already on there. Came home that night. First 2 nights I've been home, I actually slept in the recliner. I tried to sleep in the bed, but it was just too hard to get in and kind of do the log roll that they want you to do and get comfortable. The recliner is just easier. I can just sit back and then just kind of let the electronics help move me around better. I actually slept okay in the recliner, definitely more than I probably would have in the bed, so it's not been terrible. Day 3 was probably my favorite day so far because I finally got to shower, so that was really nice to get in the shower, just kind of let the water flow, wash my hair. It was a little hard. I have a sprayer, detachable sprayer I was able to use. My husband helped me a bit to get the shampoo in and conditioner. I was a little nervous. I left the bandage on. I was very nervous about getting that wet, even though the doctor said it was okay. You still, get nervous getting bandages and sutures wet. But it went well. Where I was able to wash the hair and rinse off, kind of feel clean again after the surgery, and took the bandage off. And this is what remains after taking the bandage off. You can see the steri strips here. I think there's 4 of them. And there's still a little bit of the, where I say the doctor autographed me, where he put his marks, he put his initials to show the surgery staff where he was going to be operating. No pain at all there. I'm still on pain medicine as of day 3, but I've tapered it down to about half of what I was taking on day 1, and also still taking the muscle relaxers. So that's been nice to just kind of stay ahead of the pain and not be worried that I was going to be in a lot of pain if I let it lapse a little bit. But pain management is important. Everybody's different. So if you start to feel like you are, the ache is kind of coming on, you definitely want to get ahead of that pain and not wait too long. In between taking pain medicine, I'm taking just over-the-counter Tylenol, which has really been helping, 500 milligrams. That's been helping as well to manage the pain. So I talked about sleeping in the recliner. Again, it was just more of a comfort thing. I didn't trust that I could lay in the bed and stay on my back and not move to a side position. So the recliner helped with that and being able to control how quickly, I was able to lay back. Again, I mentioned sleep. I'm getting a pretty good amount of sleep. Probably not as good as I would normally if I was, comfortable in my bed. But again, sleep is okay in the recliner. As you can tilt back, as far as you need to. I have been having a little bit of narrowing in the airway, it feels like sometimes, and they did warn that would happen. It would feel kind of a little tighter in there. It's not terrible. I don't feel like I can't breathe. It just feels like there's something just constantly kind of stuck in my throat, if you will. Drinking water, milk, eating Jell-O, pretty much anything you eat or drink, it feels a little sore. It feels hard to swallow, and it could be a little sore at first. It's getting a little bit better with each day, but it is still there. So no matter what you eat or drink, you're going to feel kind of that lump, or that, like you're kind of getting over that hump in your throat to kind of get it down. So that's not been awful, but it was good that the doctor warned me in advance, or that probably would have scared me a little to not understand that. The muscle spasms I've been having, it's hard to describe other than it just feels like the muscles just kind of constricting a little bit every now and then, and I'll just kind of lightly hold and it'll go away. It doesn't last very long. It just kind of feels like it's doing its thing. It's probably healing, probably traumatized from being pushed aside and held down during the surgery, but nothing terrible. Again, it's not painful. It just feels really awkward. Thankfully, it's not painful. The other good news is I am not having any numbness or weakness that I've noticed so far in my arms or on my shoulders. The only thing I have noticed is my left shoulder on day 1 and 2 felt tired. I suspect that is from overusing it, probably to compensate being worried about, the injury on the right side, the new hardware and the incision, because I don't feel any of the radiating or any of the pain. It just feels like the muscle's been worked a lot. So that's my suspicion. Day 3, I'm not really feeling a lot of that, which is great. The bruising you see here on my hand, this is from the EMG testing they were doing during the surgery itself, where they actually had needles inserted in my hands and my arms during the surgery, so they could see how the nerves were reacting as they were lifting the vertebrae back up to the normal height that it should be and putting the hardware in. They wanted to see how the nerves were doing as they were doing all of that and taking the pressure off of them. So I'm glad that they warned me about that. Otherwise, I would have been a little concerned about the bruising on my hand. But the bruises are from where they had the needles in this hand. They had needles in the other hand as well, but it's harder to see any of the bruising there. So I just wanted to point that out as well. Just something interesting that they were doing during the surgery. The steri strips that I mentioned, there's 4 of them here, I believe. So these will stay on until they come off on their own. And then obviously the incision and the sutures that are behind it will go away on their own. They're the disposable kind of sutures. So probably get a better look at the wound at that time, but this is kind of what it looks like right now. As I said, you can still see the pen marks from the autograph from the doctor, and where they were going to cut and things like that. Hopefully in a couple days the steri strips will be off, and then we can kind of see where we are with the sutures and how the wound will start to heal and look over time. I suspect it is about 1.5 inch incision length, but it's kind of hard to tell right now. At this time today, I was probably the most tired. I felt like I had a lot of energy on the first 2 days. The first day in the hospital, and then the first day I was home, I felt like I had a lot of energy. Not that I was running around doing a bunch of things, but I just felt like I was awake and aware. And even the nurses kind of said, "Wow, you look like you're doing really well," and not just kind of down and out. After my shower this morning, it felt like it took a lot of energy out of me, a lot more than I thought it would. And I just kind of felt like I hit a wall at about 10 o'clock this morning. I'd been up since 3:30, which probably didn't help, but I felt like I hit a wall. I just went to go lay down in the bed. Next thing I knew, I woke up an hour later, and just noticed that wherever I sat earlier this afternoon, I wasn't able to stay awake for very long. So I think my body was just telling me it was time to take a break and let it heal a little bit, and I don't have to be awake or, be as lively as I normally am. I do need to take that time, that downtime. It's hard when you're a person that, on the go, or a person that's always making everything happen. It's hard to sit still and let others do things for you. So I'll get used to it eventually, hopefully. There's not much else to share right now other than just trying to make sure I stay ahead of any pain that may still be there, any aches, take it easy. I'm not doing any of the BLTs, the bending, lifting, twisting. I'm just trying to take it easy and let others do things for me and relax and let the body heal.
Thanks a lot for watching these videos. Chris is going to continue to document her recovery. She's doing this just in case others are looking into having this or have to have this same type of cervical spine surgery. So she's going to continue to document these. And if you enjoy these videos, please click like and subscribe. Thanks a lot.